This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. I'm Gary Risponi, back here at Pelican Sports TV. Stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be another news weekend, but if we get a chance, we're going to visit Chas again. Dockside TV, watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
Here we go.
How we get a start in the morning. What a beautiful speck. You saw in the last episode we got off to a real early start, fishing the shallows with top waters and light jig heads over the grass. It was just right over there. And on the way home, Jeff and I made one quick little drift on the twin span because the conditions were right, and I'll go over what that is. And we bumped into some really beautiful trout, just like this one right here. And this is where we're gonna start the morning off today, as we found them here just yesterday. And we're using big jig heads, half ounce, as this is deep. And I'm using the 3X shad right there. That's the pink Cosmo. And we're gonna catch what we call the blackbacks, the big black speckled trout, the dark ones. Here we go. Coming in hot. There we go. There we go, pups. Oh, come on. Somebody don't get a bite out of that one. And now leave the scales on. All right, so I said we came because the conditions were right. What that is a light incoming tide. That's my favorite time to fish this southern part of the twin span. So if you're ever on the trestle or mid-lake on any bridge and that tide starts petering out and you can barely tell if it's coming in or going out, you don't know, right here on the very south end of the Twin Span, there's always tide, and if the tide is changing and dead, this is the first place it'll move. So we came through here yesterday. I saw the current was a nice mellow incoming. So today we decided to sleep in a little bit as the tide was slowing down as the day progressed. We get out here, got a nice mellow incoming, perfect situation, perfect time to fish here, and these big beauties are sitting right behind the poles. And I'll go over the technique of exactly how you want to approach each pilot and where these fish are setting up. As they'll stage up in the same spot on each pole, you got to figure out where that is. Saw me cursing a little bit there when I missed that one. But all you got to do when you miss one out here, oh, and I missed that one too. But when you miss one out here, just simply let that lure, you know, you're gonna naturally set the hook when you feel a bite. Just let that lure go settle back down to the bottom. And it's pretty rare, it's just one fish looking at the lure. So if you hook one and the lure pops out, you got a few more. And the reason I'm reeling this in is because I can feel my tail's down. You'll feel a little bit more resistance when they pull your tail down. So if you feel that, reel it in. But what I was gonna say before, I missed that fish, and then I knew my tail, it felt like my tail was still intact. So I just simply dropped the lure straight back to the bottom and ended up catching, like right here, I missed that one. I'm gonna drop it straight back down and try to keep it, get it right back in the strike zone. 5 out of 10 times or so, you'll have another one come up and grab it. So if you feel like your tail and your lure is still straight, see, couldn't really tell that time. That's probably why I didn't get another bite.
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
Tell you what we're going to do to make this thing move on a little faster. I got a lot of reports come in. I got some reports that I got a week or so ago that I couldn't get in. So we're gonna start off with a tournament report. We had the qualifier, and I'm gonna read the report from you to you that I got, and I had it pulled up. Let me see here. I got it right now. This report is, let me go. It's November the 9th. At River Bluff Park in Moss Bluff, Louisiana Youth Bass Nation, the West qualifier, and the Calcasieu River. It said with the usual weather that normally looming in the Gulf and the cold front approaching, he said from the west, The crew knew that Calcasieu qualifier would be another wet one. He said, but the high schoolers and the juniors both went out there and fought it. He said, pending the warning conditions they were watching. The morning brought decent conditions with only occasional raining. No lightning in sight. Nowhere was present in the region. So the call was made to let them go. One thing that became quickly heavily present was the rain that returned, pouring unrelentingly rain. It did. The lightning did tail off. He said, two brothers from South Beauregard, Owen and Mitchell McDaniel, absolutely showed out, taking the top spot in the junior division by over 5.5 pounds. He said they also had the top bass for the day by all competitors, including the high school division. So they had the best day that whole day. He said their 5-fish limit was anchored by a 3.79 big yes. Now, I'm going to have to read the rest of them. The big bass also took a top prize for the largest junior big bass for the event. In second place was Central Catholic junior team, Piers PQ and Zach Sons. Rounding out the top 3 junior teams was Calicut New Iberia junior team of Kenny Leje and Grayson Young. Despite their pouring rain, these guys stuck it out and were rewarded with a full bass going 5 pounds. So on the high school side, the bracket and 2 members of Bruley High fishing team took the top spot. Blake LeRae and Tanner Reed held off the rest of the field, and they had 5 bass going 11.73 pounds. They do also a nice bag of cookie cutter fish, and those is not to weigh in a big bass. They chose not to weigh in a big bass. Right on their heels was Denham Springs team. Theirs is on a fire. That's what it said they in 22 seasons. They've been on fire all season. The top 10 finishes in 2 events. Hunter Robinson and Logan Summerhall brought in a nice 5-fish limit, going 11 pounds even, and said they topped their bag with a 3.56-pound big bass, looking down second place for the event. Third place went to Terrebonne Bassmasters with Drake Shear and Bo Carter. These guys were only 0.05 pounds out of the second spot and bringing in 5 fish going 10.95. So they also had a big fish of 5.05 pounds. So Assumption High got in on the board in the 4th place with Alexandria Cohen, Pipshire, and let's see the rest. I'm just going to name the winners. And holding down the 5th spot in the high school division was Suffolk High School of Annabella Youngblood and Kyla Horse. That's good. Thank you. Thank y'all guys for sending it in. See the rest. I'm going to we'll run the list on the screen, so do the best we can. Thank you again, Mr. Tommy, for doing that and getting it to us. I still want you here to talk about it and tell it and to give a wrap-up here when you get a chance. But here's the pictures and everything. Thank y'all for keeping us informed. When we come back, we're going to have some more reports. And we got a few deer pictures. We got a few duck reports. And then that might wrap it up. Stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Here we are again, Pelican Studios, right here on Florida Street in Baton Rouge.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and this is our duck and deer report and the pictures now. I apologize when some of these pictures came in. Some of the friends that sent it to me, and they got it after we had taped the show, because sometimes we tape on Sunday night like we doing tonight, and it won't air to Wednesday. It'll be on YouTube. But remember now, tell your friends that said, I don't get to watch Paradise, Louisiana on Cablevision all over the state. We also on Cox 4, Your View, but and we never know how long we're going to be on some of these cable channels, but right now, between Chris and our social media people, we keep it much as we can on the internet and especially on YouTube. So on our big correspondents, I got a minute. I'm going to go down the line. Some of them are going to be deer reports and whatever, but Brendan Dubrock, that's our social media guys. He's also they got Slab Hannah's L.A. I kept calling it different names. They got a family property in Indiana for him. And look, they manage this thing is unbelievable. When they're out of state, they watch what they tag, they watch what they feed their deer, they watch what size they take. And so they've been having some good hunts. Last week I showed you where he killed and his sister killed. Well, now his son, Gage, also killed a big deer, and he gave a whole story about he's using certain scents that do it. He said he ignored Gage the whole time. The deer walked up on him. He wasn't hardly nowhere. He said with less than 100 yards, and he felt it was a big, beautiful deer you see in the picture. Now, this is one I'm real proud of. I got it a little bit late. Mitch Small. I don't know if anybody y'all know Mitch Small it's a celebrity to me. He was at the Louisiana High School Athletic Association for years. He's been retired now a few years. He hunts all over. He is tracking dogs. He's been going to Iowa. We didn't want to go to Iowa. He got a basketball coach that he'd be good friends with that moved to Iowa and got property. He's been inviting Mitch to go, but you can't always get the tags or whatever you got to do to qualify. Well, this year he qualified. He left. He was very successful. Here's his picture. He's very proud of it. Here's a mule, and not a mule deer, but it's just a mule of a whitetail. He killed NOI. So congratulations, Mitch, and thank you for sending it. You real happy. Thanks for all you done for high school sports for years, and what you still do around here in Louisiana for children, and how you always get these kids in the outdoors. So thank you again. You're always one of my heroes, so I appreciate it. Rick Capo, another one of my heroes. He's been fighting cancer. And I'm talking about fighting, he's been doing good. Been having the last few reports have been good. Still taking a certain kind of trip. It don't stop him from going out and cooking for people, helping people. And in the last month or so, he's been making trips fishing and hunting. Now, Rick Capo, we made a trip to Oklahoma. Here's with him sandhill cranes. If you never hunt sandhill cranes, let me tell you, it's fun. I did it in Canada twice, and it was just unbelievable. That people to see this bird, and you're talking about food, we always call speckled-bellied goose the ribeye in the sky. This is definitely a ribeye in the sky. My brothers and them that hunt Arkansas, they'll be giving me reports soon. They probably still diving back. My son and my grandson, I don't know, show you, both of them had two good boat kills in Kansas, okay? The other two with them didn't get so lucky, but they saw deer, and they passed. They wanted those big ducks. My son Vince killed a good one, and my grandson Micah. They both killed big deer. They didn't find them that night. The next morning early, Micah found his. They didn't really save a whole lot of the meat. One of them just had something. It wasn't a wasting disease or nothing, but Vince's coyotes got it during the night, and they ate some of the rump roast, and they saved the back straps and the tenderloin. So, but they still had a great trip. They got some great pictures of those. Now, I gave you the fish and the hot cup. Going back to Rick Capo, let me tell you what, boy, he deserves everything he gets. He was fishing the last couple of weeks. He was fishing in the Pontchartrain Basin. But he went to Delacroix. He was fishing with Captain Stephen Charles. He's bragging on him. He also fished with another captain. I'll run the captain's name. I want to give him, a little publicity because they book it. And all my captains are coming in. I show you all the time, Mike, go to Facebook. Mike Brantley and his dad, Chris Roberts, all the people that's over there at in Lake Catherine, Island Marina. This is unbelievable. Those captains are catching fish all over. I'm getting word from Delacroix. I'm getting word from Fouchon. I'm getting word from Grand Isle. The word is coming from, I'm not getting any word. I'm sure they are. I don't know who to call or waiting on a call, but the Cocodrie area, there's got to be good. This time of year, Catfish Lake and different those areas in the Sulphur Mine, I don't know why I'm not getting reports. I guess I'm going to have to call some of my old friends that got camps there. So that's the biggest thing. Now, here's a bunch of pictures. I'm just going to say, Rick, I am so proud of you. You're out there, you're fishing, and you're sending me pictures, taking the time. Thank you. God bless you. You're my hero. One of the best cooks there ever was. You can go anywhere in the state, whether it's Ducks Unlimited, CCA, or what. He cooks for these banquets. He cooks for everybody. Probably, I call him a Renaissance man. He makes his own wine. Makes his own sausage. Rick, you're a superstar in my book. And I'm blessed to have you as a friend. So keep it up. Now, Tom LeBlanc, him and Coach Cesar Garcia, they still over there fighting them. They go to Delacroix. Sometimes they get on them. Sometimes the fish are too small. He sent me another report. I'll run it on the screen. I want to thank you, Tom, but I still want to get y'all to come over there before I sell it. By the way, I got a camp on Salt Bayou. Beautiful camp. If you do it right, you can sleep 19 people in it. I got a bunk room. I got a maid bunk room that can sleep 3 or 4 people. And my grandkids used it. They're all having babies. They're all working hard, and they're hunting all over and fishing all over. So they don't use it. I haven't had a chance to use it. I still got it. You can call me. Another one I want to give a shout out is Mike Uncal. Mike Uncal and I have been friends over there at Cajun Outboards. Anytime I needed something, always helping. He sponsors the bass tournaments with these high school kids. He's doing everything. Well, let me tell you, not just Mike. The boat business is slow. And if you ever look around the prices of these boats now, you don't have to be rich, but you got to have a good job. And I'm going to tell you, Mike, he got a party boy of mine over there, been there 2 or 3 years because I haven't been able to get it. He got it set up. We're going to let it go cheap. You just got to go see Mike. He got a few used boats, and he got a few been over there. And right now, before all the boat shows come for the year, go see Mike and see. But you'll be surprised what he got. Here's the time. You want a good Christmas present, for somebody. And that's another thing. With Christmas coming up and you're thinking about something good that would give the fisherman or hunter, think about these guide trips. Think about them. They're all down there, and they book it. One good thing about the ones I know, and you call, if you book a trip and the weather's bad, they're going to call you. They're going to keep you on the books if you want to be, and you don't. And by the way, all these captains that I'm showing you right now, when we got CCA banquets or we got charity things that we do, they all donating trips. People say, I'm donating. I'm not donating them. I'm going to take the video so they can be praised for what they do. But yeah, don't go to them captains. Go to those websites and book your trip now. That's a great gift. And you think about it. Now, the other reports I got, salt water is good. Fresh water, will you believe, Dwayne I'm talking about Salters, he's been so busy with his business and his store he got, and his family deal. He got young kids. I couldn't get him here today, and I didn't even want to bother him, but he's been sending me all those Sac-A-Lait reports. They on Facebook. Them boys in Lake Barrett, spillway slowed down, that slight rise. But you remember what he said last week. As soon as it crests, it's going to be a slow fall. That cold weather, these northwest winds are going to come. That water, the tides are going to be right, and there they are. Duck hunting, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to bring, but cold weather going to bring any of them right now. And then like Jason said, okay, in a few days they're going to be making their December flight, and I'm going to go get him. He lives in Lafayette, and he comes to Baton Rouge very often. As soon as I'm going to go meet him somewhere, and we're going to get him on camera, and I want to let him talk about these reports. Tommy, with the Louisiana High School, I'm still waiting on you. And another one I'm waiting on, this one you better look at. Peyton, let me tell you what. You are a superstar. You belong to Ducks Unlimited. You belong to CCA. You support all these people. Peyton, you just remember you supporting LSU. I'm still waiting for to line them up right here. LSU fishing team. In between the seasons, I got to get y'all here. Y'all watching this, whenever y'all want to tape. If y'all want to tape on Monday morning, I'll make sure that Pelican does it. Right now, that's all the fishing report. I'm going to leave something out, but if I leave it out, I'm going to bring it next week. And don't forget, keep saying your prayers. Keep the storms away. God bless Louisiana. I'll see y'all next week.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Vinny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Dimco, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.